All right, Brent Porcio, topvelocity.net. We got another great opportunity to talk to a testimonial who's actually been a testimonial for a while. Riley, I think last time you were here, how do I say your last name? It's
Wikel.
Wikel? Yeah, Riley Wikel. I remember when you and your dad came down, you just told me, but four years ago. Or is that when you started, or was that when you came down for camp?
Yeah, I came down for camp when I was a sophomore in high school, and I had arm problems, and I was underweight and stuff, and I was looking for a program to put on muscle and increase my stamina when I was on the mountain. And I found you, and it's worked. So
Well, so can you remember? Can you go back to that? I think didn't your dad find me first, or how did it go about you
yeah, he was.
finding me? And why were you guys looking? It was just like you said, it was just for muscle, or was it for your arm
It was
pain,
pretty.
or was it?
Yeah, it was pretty much for everything. My dad was on the internet. He always was looking at stuff for pitching, like me. But he found you guys through Google or whatever and started looking at you and really investing in and looking at your stuff. And, he's like, man, we should give him a try. So I think he called you or something and we set up a camp. And then next thing you know, I'm there at your camp learning the lifts and stuff and got a lot stronger.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember wasn't your dad like he he was like a professional motocross guy or something like that? What was he?
Yeah, he raced professional motocross, and
Yeah, I remember that.
you about mental stuff. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think your dad. I think I remember a lot of your dad's stories. Didn't he like break his wrists or something?
yeah, he broke both his wrists, and yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's really strong in his forearms. So
Yeah, he was. Here he is. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, tell him. Obviously, we talked.
yeah,
So, when you came to the camp, can you remember? It was a long time ago. I mean, we were.
yeah. Actually, that Steven guy that's helping you, I think he was in
He,
my camp.
good. He was. No way.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I
I'll
remember.
tell him.
Yeah, um,
That was in the old building, so we were
yeah,
over
that
there
was
in
a
the
long time ago.
dungeon. Yeah. And so,
Yeah,
talk about what that was like.
hold on, you're cutting out a little bit. All right.
Talk about what that camp was like. Talk about that experience back then, because a lot of people would like to know, because the camps have changed a lot, and just the structure. I mean, I coach them differently. I'm older now, so I don't get as active as I used to be. So
Yeah,
tell them what that camp was like back
oh
then.
yeah, I just remember, you'd be showing every exercise and stuff, and you'd be, out showing everybody at the camp.
Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I guess not, but yeah, you threw that med ball, I think like 40 maybe or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, you throwing it hard, and I just remember, I got a pretty good workout just from learning the stuff, going through the
Yeah.
motions and stuff. And
Yeah, I made those camps pretty tough back then. I
yeah,
literally took y'all through a week of training in 3 days, and it was literally I wanted to see who was still hanging around.
right. And I just remember I was so frustrated I couldn't get that, that 3x push off, and that was really
Yeah.
irritating me. But now I got that figured out pretty well. So
So talk about the process. So when did you start having success? What was it immediately, or is it something that you took time to get
um,
good at, or how did it work?
well, when I came to your camp, I was like low mid 80s, but I was a sophomore in high school and really light. I'd say once I gained more weight and a lot more strength, which was the spring of last year, I noticed a lot of increase in velocity. So,
So what helped that weight gain?
well, doing your program and the cleans the cleans I think are the biggest thing that helps me. It helped me be more explosive and use my whole body. And then I also learned how to eat better. Following your nutrition plan. I needed to eat more. Because I couldn't eat as much at one time, so I ate like 6 times a day to put
Cool.
on my weight, and I put on a lot. I put on like 30 pounds. So
Yeah, that's huge. Mass equals gas, right?
yeah.
So cool. So talk about where your lifts went from. Get into some numbers. Like where did they start, and then where did they go to?
Like my lifting numbers.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you what you can remember?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Man, I was probably like, my clean was horrible. That was like 135. Now I'm 245. My back squat was 250, 270. Now I'm 405.
Jeez.
My bench,
And how tall and how much do you weigh again?
I'm 6 foot, 185.
Wow. Okay. What was your bench?
My bench was like 150, and now I'm 225.
Well, that's awesome. So, what made you want to stick to it this long? I mean, did you just kept seeing the benefits?
No, I did see the benefits. I was getting so much stronger. One thing I did notice right away from your program is that I gained a lot more stamina on the mountain. I didn't have the velocity at that point because I was still really light. I was like 150, 145 because I wrestled in high school, and I stuck with it. And as I gained weight, I gained so much more velocity. So.
And what else helped you? I mean, did you learn a lot technically in the mechanics? I mean, did you find success with the mechanics and the drills?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I
You
can.
back on? Yeah. Did you find success with the drills and learning the mechanics? Was there an improvement there?
Yes, I did. I learned. I just felt like I was using my body more once I figured out that that 3x. I don't know how. What do you call it? The 3x?
Triple extension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I learned that triple extension, um, it was using all that training and stuff I learned in the weight room on the mount, and everything just blended together and it flowed. So
Well, cool. And you talked about how when you first came, you were dealing with arm injury
yeah,
or arm pain.
yeah.
What do you think linked to that getting better?
I wasn't really using my lower half because right now I use my lower half a lot more, and I
So you
think,
feel the stress goes down when you use your lower half
oh
better?
yeah, yes, definitely. And you throw harder.
Yeah. So talk about how long did it take for the velocity to show up? Because I know you had broken 90 a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, when I was a or when I was a senior in high school, I was right at the border of hitting 90, and then last spring I hit it. But
Cool.
now,
Have you?
right now, I'm like low 90s, so like
So what's the highest you've seen?
93 I've hit.
That's awesome. And you're 6 feet 185,
Yeah, and I'm
and you've hit 93.
still getting stronger and heavier, so I'm still going.
Yeah, I think for you, you gotta hit 200 pounds with your body weight. That would be huge.
Yep.
I think if you can get to 200 pounds, you'll be touching 95.
Yeah, that's my goal. I want to get to 200 for sure.
Well, you got to start tearing it up with calories and good calories, and keep your. I mean, your lifts sound great, but it could just be nutrition for you right now. I think keep your lifts where they are, and just get better at your nutrition.
Right.
Well, cool. So, I mean, so I guess you're a different testimonial because it's been 4 years. We just have
Yeah.
failed to get together. We've tried to get together like
Yeah.
many different times, but talk about why have you kept it going? Like, I mean, you've done this program for 4 years. What's made you stay with it for 4 years?
Well, I saw improvements, but little by little. I knew, oh, it's really hard. It was hard for me to gain weight because I didn't know how to gain weight at the time. So, and I kept seeing improvements because I kept getting stronger. So, I just kept sticking with it. And then as soon as my weight got up, it just, everything clicked. It seemed like, you know,
Yeah.
I was very light. And then last year I was at a school where we'd run super long distance, like 3 miles in the morning, and then during
Jeez.
practice, I couldn't keep my weight up. Now this,
Yeah, it's horrible.
now I'm at a school where he doesn't believe in that,
Good.
and we do a lot of power lifts and stuff. We lift as a team a lot of anaerobic stuff, and then I lift on my own after practice too, doing yoga.
Cool.
So
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you've continued to have success and you stayed with it. I still think it's impressive. Most guys would have quit. Why do you think you didn't quit?
I don't know. I just never gave up. I don't know. It's been my dream since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be a professional baseball player, so that just in my mind. I just never wanted to quit. So, and I knew I
So
could.
when your teammates saw you making these gains over time, and also you're getting pretty big in the weight room,
Yep.
what was the comments that would come at you?
They just, I don't know. They start asking what kind of stuff I'm doing. They want to start doing what I'm doing. You know.
Right, exactly. Well, cool. Did you get any criticism from your coach?
No, my coach loves it. You know, he calls me a freak in the gym. You know, he loves it. My coach last year, he didn't like that. He's like, I've never seen a pitcher power clean. I think that's why, you know, you're not doing good or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about? I think clean
Yeah, no.
is a lot.
Yeah, no. It's like the moment you start struggling, they're going to go to the one thing they don't like.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yep.
Well, cool. Well, this is awesome, man. I think it's a great testimonial. I mean, talk about, I think the last thing, like, I think you know this program pretty good at this point. Talk about those that were like you coming into this maybe with arm pain or just, would like to, live their dreams one day of playing at an elite level and need, that 90 plus speed. Like, what would you say to them if they're looking into a bunch of programs right now? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Well, I would say to definitely not just not try your program. I would give your program a chance and just stick with it because it will work. It worked for me. I'm sure it'll work for you. Um, most of the problem with those kids that have arm problems is they're not using their legs or something's wrong with their lower half usually. Your program definitely helps that. So I gotta
Have you
say, just don't quit and stick to your program.
Cool. Have you helped? Have you become a coach with this knowledge? I mean, have you found
Yeah,
yourself helping your teammates?
yeah. I definitely help my brother first, and then my teammates too. My brother wants to. I mean, he's a position player right now, but he pitches sometimes. But yeah, I help the kids on my team that want help. If they want help, I'll help them. Like, using the lower half, I teach them the med ball stuff and all that. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, let's we'll end it right here.